Josep, what's up, man? It's good to be with you. I talked to you yesterday on the live stream for the 10-year anniversary of Ethereum. I think you're working at Open Zeppelin now. Can you tell us just like how you got into the space? What was the start? Like, what was your kernel of I want to go learn about Ethereum? Like the very first thing.
Yeah. Okay. I will start one day. I will make a vlog, but but yeah, like I was in the university studying electronic engineer. Okay, and in my university, they one teacher decided to do a workshop about blockchain. So I told my friend, okay, I'm going there. That day I met with him, like saying, okay, I'm going to connect here, but just like 5 minutes, and then we can go for a walk or whatever, no. And I connected, and I told him 5 minutes later, no, like this is changing my life.
This is
Like
something.
I want to
Yeah.
go full in here. Like, I mean, yeah, let's meet another day because I want to be here. And this teacher had a master degree about blockchain technology in Barcelona, and I was still in my third year of my degree. Okay, so I still had to do like another one, and I told him I'm still studying, but I want to do it. Like, how can we make it possible? Not that. And he told me, yeah, if you want, you can go it. You can go and you can do it. So I did that master. In that master, they told you like a little bit about solidity, Open Zeppelin library, and these things. But it was good to know. But one of my teachers was Jordi Bailina, so that was super
Yeah,
cool.
Jordy. Hell
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, but you don't get exposure with the other people. I mean, it's you are in Barcelona, that's fine, but you don't know more people, no? You don't know like the community of Ethereum that is super big, no? It's huge. So that year I was doing my master degree, and I saw DevConnect. Okay, I didn't know about that, um, but I say okay, let's go, and that was my first trip, no, my first conference, and I applied. I was late, okay, because I decided to go there maybe 1 week before starting. I got a hotel there, and yeah, and I applied for so many things, and I got rejected. Uh,
All
so
Loomis,
I
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and but one that I still remember. This is why I'm here now. It's what was about Chainlink, a game, okay, a smart contract game, which Bill Gill and you were like leading that workshop, okay, um, and yeah, like I I saw before going there, I saw, oh, okay, I know a lot about Ethereum. I will go here, and in that moment I realized that I didn't know anything about Ethereum. No, like I couldn't solve that game that we were playing. It was a game that you had to jump, okay, and in my back, uh, Carlos, a member from Bill Gill, was there, okay, and I saw, oh, that guy is from Spain, so I'm going to talk with him, and yeah, we started talking. He won the game, just so you know, uh, and and I started talking with Carlos, and Carlos told me, okay, there is this program, Bill Gill, that you can start shipping things. Sorry, first he told me about SpeedRunEthereum. I watch your videos. I really liked your attitude. I love it. Yeah, that movement. And and I did the SpeedRunEthereum, and then I saw like the cohort, but I didn't get in because I started going to ETHGlobal hackathons. But that moment changed everything. I will say, like that first conference meeting, like Bill Gill community. I realized that the community was huge. That I didn't I knew about Solidity, but with the speedrun Ethereum, I I learn a lot of things. Like I learned, okay, Solidity is one thing, but you need you need a lot of things more to ship an application. Okay, and with SpeedRun Ethereum, you can learn that. I always recommend everybody who's starting say, okay, go to SpeedRun Ethereum, and then we can uh, talk. And and yeah, then I started going to global hackathons. I met so many friends, and finally in another conference, I met somebody from Open Zeppelin, and here I am now.
This is awesome. What a cool story. And let me recap. So like you had learned in university, you got lucky enough to have Jordi Baylina as a teacher, which is so cool. And basically from that, you were like, I've got it. I've got the knowledge. Like I know how. And you were like, I'm gonna go IRL. I'm gonna go to DevConnect. I think that was in Amsterdam. You found us at we had a Chainlink Build Guild had partnered with Chainlink and we built this game and it was like this grid game where you had to move your pieces around making solidity calls. But then like the hardest part was you needed to batch the calls all in one and be able to warp your character. And I think Carlos was one that figured out how to do the warping, but that was a moment where you were like, shit, I this is a little bit beyond me. There's like
Yeah,
more here to discover. And I think same for me. I went to ETH Denver and I thought I knew it all and I had a little mobile app that I showed everybody that I had built, but getting around everyone else was like this whole different experience of like, whoa, like these guys are way smarter than I am. They're way better. There's so much more knowledge here. And so it was really like this kickoff point that made you even get more serious about it. You did speedrun Ethereum, you used Scaffold ETH to build some things, and that was a good education. But really, it sounds like ETHGlobal hackathons. You go meet people in person, and at that point, you ran into someone from Open Zeppelin. Can we really talk about that moment a little bit more? Like, how did you
yeah,
meet the Open Zeppelin guy? Were you like going to a
yeah.
lunch? Were you at the water cooler? Like, what was the meeting and how did it
It,
go?
it was not in a global conference. It was in a conference in it gathering. It was in Barcelona. Okay, in
Okay.
that specific moment, and and he was giving a presentation. Okay, so I decided, okay, it's the first time that I can see somebody from OpenSeven in person. Let's go there. And he was talking about security, and I waited when he finished like the talk, and I just ran into him, like say, "Oh, the presentation was amazing," and I started talking with him. I had a lot of enthusiasm, and he told me, "Okay, like if you are interested, what you can do is play the Ethernaut game." Okay,
Ethernaut. That's a great one.
it's
Yep. Shout
Ethernaut
out.
game. So I did it in 1 week, and then he just told me, okay, let's. Maybe you are not ready as a security guy because I was applying for a security researcher and I didn't have experience about that, but you know how to build because you did a speed run, you went to a global hackathons, you won some prizes there. If you want, we can open like a position here as a security tooling guy, okay? And you can start building security tooling tools for security researchers. And
Cool.
I fall in love with that. Like, I mean, now if you ask me, do you want to be a security researcher? I will say, no, I like to ship things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. What an amazing story. So there's, the university and you thought you knew everything there. Then there's like the speed run and building things at ETH Global Hackathons and you thought you knew everything there. But then you've got to do the Ethernaut and it goes deeper and the rabbit hole goes deeper. Every time you get more knowledge, you realize there's more to learn. But then you fell in love with shipping, which I did too. And I think that like more builders just need to go ship some things. Like put some things on mainnet and get 5 first users and see what they do and get feedback. And it might not be that app, but like keep building, keep making tools, keep making apps and getting people to build. What
yeah,
okay, and now you're in how and it sounds like his when you came up to talk to him at that thing and you were enthusiastic, he has no idea if you're brand new or at that I've gone through university or I've gone through speedrun. And so a lot of people will have their own kind of test metrics. And it looks like the Ethernaut was kind of their test metric, net metric. How well
yeah,
can this guy do the Ethernaut? And you whaled it in a week. And it's so fun, like in the console when all the like celebration
yeah.
happens in the console when you get it right. I remember doing that at my old job, like at the like in the evening at my old job, like shipping the Ethernaut and being like, all right, I'm ready now. It's time. Yeah.
Yeah, another thing that I want to mention here, like he told me about two things. Okay, one was the Ethernaut, and another one was like not a bounty, but they had a open source project, and he told me we have these issues. If you can do it, like I won't say you are going to get a job, but that's super important for us, no? So I started with the Ethernaut because I saw okay, that's easy for me because I already knew Solid in that moment. And when I was done with that, I saw, okay, let's try it. I didn't know anything about that. I started reading the issues, but finally I contributed. I created the PR. They merged it, and that was my first contribution in Open Zeppelin. So, so yeah,
Amazing extra advice there is go find open source repos, go find issues, go find the places that you want to work and look at the issues they have and go tackle some of those. And that's the best way. I know guys that got hired at ethereum.org because they just were doing PRs at ethereum.org and they're like, all right, you got to come keep doing this for
yeah,
real. Yeah, that's great advice. Go contribute to open source, go find open issues, make PRs, get in there and do that. That's something that as people come through the Build Guild program, we have these batch programs and I think you talked about the cohort, but you kind of skipped the cohort and went straight into hackathons. But in these cohorts, we like make people learn, like make sure you're good at making PRs, make sure you have good Git etiquette. That's a great extra add-on to add there. Any other little nuggets of wisdom for someone about to make this jump? Like how else would you say to get across the pit of despair and get hired and get into
yeah.
Web3 officially?
Uh, yeah, my last advice I will say like you need to go to conferences if you can like maybe you can start with online hackathons or whatever, but I think it's super important to meet people. Like maybe when you are talking with this person, maybe is working in your dream company, you know, and and yeah, and if you like the culture is super important, no? So when you meet people, um, it's a very important thing in my opinion. So I will say that.
Amazing. Josep, thank you for all this good advice. We will pass these nuggets on to the next folks that are about to get into the pit of despair and hopefully bridge them across and get them hired and get them shipping apps with users.
Uh,
Joseph, yes,
I wish you the best. And in Open
yes,
Zeppelin, we are hiring. So
yes, Open Zeppelin is hiring. Go. And the best way to do it is hit that Ethernaut and look at some of those open issues, right? Heck
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Joseph, thank you so much.